Hello guys, it's time to zero in waste management. The construction industry should embark on zero waste in any construction project. This campaign has been announced targeted for zero waste at construction site by 2030. Together with the Work Ministry, CIDB has formulated a 5-year plan under the Construction Industry Transformation Programme (CITP). One of the targets is to reduce irresponsible waste by innovation in construction site waste management. Innovation in construction site waste management. It is a strategy on managing waste, which means eliminating waste where possible, minimizing waste where feasible, and reusing material which might otherwise become waste. Efficient waste management will propel Malaysia's infrastructure to be more resilient and sustainable. The main agenda from the government towards sustainable construction site waste management. Firstly, at least 7 states should establish peraturan-peraturan pengurusan sisa pepejal dan pembersihan awam untuk skim bagi sisa pepejal pembinaan dan lesen bagi sisa pepejal pembinaan in 2020.
Second, 20% annual increment in construction and demolition waste recycled. At least one awareness seminar on construction waste conducted. Status report on the construction and demolition waste recycle published and study on achievement of construction and demolition waste recycle published.
Lastly, establishing at least 3 new existing public or private C&D recycling centres equipped with construction-specific equipment in key locations, 1 landfill equipped with C&D waste recycling facilities, and report on utilisation of C&D waste recycling centre published.
Did you know that the UK construction industry creates about 100 million tonnes of waste each year? If we put all that in a pile, it would be taller than the Shard, the highest building in Europe. That makes it the UK's biggest contributor to waste generation and dwarfs the amount of household waste. Nowadays, almost 90% of construction and demolition waste is diverted away from landfill, which is good progress, and a large proportion of this is recycled. But is recycling really the answer? We tend to think of it as a neat process in which new products emerge, just the same as the original. That's closed-loop recycling. But most of the time, the new product is less good and doesn't capitalise on the usefulness of the original. Like making chipboard from timber. That's open-loop recycling, or downcycling. How can we make better use of our materials? Recycling involves a lot of transportation and processing. Can we find ways to shortcut all of that and directly reuse materials? Existing buildings contain a wealth of useful materials, but when they're demolished, it turns to waste. If we collect information about these materials early enough and share it online, we could create a system to connect materials with people who can use them. But how would we collect all that data? When a developer plans to strip out or demolish a building, they could draw up a materials menu by rating the materials and components according to their quantity, condition, and where and when they'll become available. This could be submitted along with all the other planning permission documents, and the data could be combined to make an interactive map of available materials. People would be able to search for things they need and agree on a deal. Materials no longer become waste, and contractors' disposal costs are reduced. Think of all the different architects and designers with all their creativity. If they had access to a materials map like this, then they could come up with all kinds of new ways to use old stuff. A market for reuse would soon start to develop. It's not just about one building. It's about seeing beyond waste and improving the whole way we go about regenerating our cities. In an era of rapid digitalization of almost all aspects of life, It's time to apply the technology at our fingertips to make construction more resourceful. It's time to make more effective use of all the resources in our world.
Innovations in construction site waste management. The first one is in reducing waste on and off-site. Inefficient site management are the major cause of the waste management. The problems are when the materials are stored improperly, they could be damaged due to weather or multiple handling. Cutting stock size materials as the leftover are often unfit to be used anywhere. The ways to overcome the problems. Materials are delivered when they are needed. Order cut to length materials instead of stock size. Ensure proper on-site storage. Ensure materials are not overly or inadequate packaged. Practice the take-back system manufacturers, dealers and importers. The second innovation in construction site waste management are recycling construction waste materials. Example 1. Recycle glass facade. This is the process. It can be combined with concrete and create a beautiful facade resistant to erosion and corrosion. Example 2 is recycle concrete facade. Recycle concrete facade is an innovation plan for using C&D waste materials, especially those from concrete structures in new made facades. Example 3. Recycle of waste wood. The process are waste wood is shredded and separated from foreign elements such as metal. The resulting wood chips are then sent to construction demolition waste recycling facilities to be recycled, and they can also be used to generate energy. The advantages of recycled waste materials. First one is can reduce the environmental pollution. Can be used in many things such as landscaping, park designing and slope leveling. Can reduce the emission of greenhouse effect. The benefits of innovations in construction site waste management. The first one is cost effectiveness. The second one, reduction in vehicle movement. And the last one is identification of poor site practices. The critical and analytical review.
Sustainable waste management doesn't stop at disposal. There are a few prevent future waste. First is quantifies and measure waste according to type and volume of visual estimations. Next is record the type of amount of waste generated and their causes. Increase the number of transfer stations to reduce the cost of transportations. Then increase the tipping fee at landfills. The conclusion, proper waste disposal of green construction is important with Sustainable Construction Excellence Centre and the Construction Industry Development Board of Nation.
Thank you.